Welcome back to Ultimate Alchemy, and today we're going to get rid of a lot of stuff actually around. We've automated dirt, which actually happens to be a rather handy thing. We've now got grass blocks, so I put one grass block in the middle and it's spread around here. We need to get to bone meal yet, but before we get to bone meal, we want to upgrade a few things. One, I don't really like this lava bucket situation. It works, you know, don't get me wrong, and I can put it back in and it makes more, and that's all fine. But no, I want that to be more automatic. More importantly, we're going to need to use these lava buckets to make the next step of automating lava. And we just need to make a magma crucible. Now, magma crucible, let's have a look in here. Magma crucible is fused quartz. I'll come back to that in a second. A couple of nether bricks, and the same stuff we've used already. The nether bricks, as you might imagine, but they need netherrack, when netherrack will come from casting lava onto stone. And it consumes the cast, which means it consumes the block of stone. That's all fine. So if we take a couple of lava buckets in here, and let's just get a couple more. Put them into any drain, and that goes inside. On this side, I've got this setup activated, but we just need stone. There we go, and it will then cast lava onto stone and make netherrack, which then drops into our system. I've locked the drawer. We've got 8 already. 9 now, so let's just get those. Oops, not 9. I want 8. And then we should be able to smelt those up in a regular furnace to get another brick. There we go. And the nether brick we can turn into, well, we can do it here, into the block form of nether brick. And from there, we should be able to make a magma crucible. Great. I'm going to need some item barrels, as usual. We're going to be able to replace the coal generator soon, but not just yet. We need bone meal first. So let's just get some chests made up. And let's just make a few item barrels. I think I've got a few bits and pieces. Yep, so we're going to want magma crucible, and later, well, we can feed it in here first. Or should we set it up to make even more netherrack? I may want a few more of these. Yeah, why don't we just make more netherrack initially, and then we'll think about that later. So let's just put it here. Input and output, I'm not going to worry too much about. Let's just cancel everything. And output is at the bottom. We'll use a fluid transposer or something. And that's going to need input of stone in the top. So let's turn that on. And then some RF. So RF, if we come over here. Coal generator. Is he to go into the back? It shouldn't matter for a coal generator. Where's my... There it is. Whoops. Really? Okay. There we go. Yep, you're now generating RF. That is going next door, which is going to go into the magma crucible. And that's probably going to need cobblestone. Yep, cobblestone is just fine. So if we get a cobble item barrel, we should just be able to get an infinite supply there. Cobble item barrel. So that's on the second page. There we are. Just one of them will do for now. And okay. Now that is going to currently go into that drain, or it will do once I grab a liquid translocator. Did I say transposer? Like translocator is what I was talking about. So one into there, whoops, one into there, one into there, and glowstone. This actually might be, well, in fact, we probably don't need glowstone. It'll probably be fast enough by itself. So let's just enable that. And how long is it going to take to actually make its first lava? Oh my. Unless it's already going in there. Nope, I think that's just going to take a while. So we're going to need to speed that up, or at least supply it with more RF, either way. Oh, it's still filling. Oh, oh my. Did you see that? Did you see that pixel twitch? Yeah, we're going to need to upgrade this. However, for now, you get the idea. We can make more of those. And we're going to be able to put them into an ender chest. But the ender chest, ender tank. But we're going to need some dye for that. So let's come back to dyes. Bone meal being one of them. So bone meal is one of the slightly annoying things to make in Ultimate Alchemy. It has very few recipes. And a lot of them are crushing bones or bone blocks, and that's not very useful. Yeah, not very useful. However, here we get 2 compost, 2 peat, we get bone meal. Now we've made compost in the last recipe, in the last episode, to make grass blocks. Peat, on the other hand, needs, well, this looks like, yeah, it looks like an intricate circuit board, but we don't need to do that exactly. I think we can just get away with making bog earth. And then using the bog earth, in fact, ooh, this is now full. That's good. That's exactly what I want. Using the bog earth to automatically convert into peat. It will take its time, but let's just make it and see how well it goes. So I'm going to need, let's say I want, where's my buckets? Yeah, I've put a few in here already. 12. Let's make just one more set. 18. That'll do for now. And I want a water bucket, and we're going to need, yeah, I've got an ender tank just in case. So over here, we're just going to lay this out, and hopefully it will then grow. Convert really over, that's all we're looking for. So if I just line up with a middle and put one here, let's say. So we want to put bog earth like this. And you can lay this out, you know, fairly optimally if you choose to. For me, I'm just going to put one over here, and then I'm just going to do the same thing over this side. And I think, and it's been a while, but I think if you do this, it should turn slowly into peat. That'll let us get bone meal, and we don't have to do anything else other than just make sure it's in contact with water. May as well use it up. I know it's not symmetric, but we may as well use it up. And we'll come back to that later. While that's converting, hopefully, we need to actually start on iron ore and convert this over into pulverized iron and pulverized nickel, because nickel is needed to make the upgrade kits. If we look at this, it needs invar, which is basically nickel and iron, I think. So we're going to need invar. That means we need a pulverizer, at least one, so we can get one of those, and we can get another coal generator, and I think I've got everything I need. Let's just move it over here, and let's see if we can get some nickel going. Doesn't have to be excessive amounts, but some will be useful. What was I going to do? I was going to... How are we going to get this back out of here? Yeah, it's fine. We can just put an ender chest down, and... put a pulverizer, not there. I need to make another pick. 1 second. Let's just grab a pick. This boring old iron one will do for now, although I do perhaps need to consider moving to a tinker's one, but that's not too much of a problem with this pack so far. Oh. Sometimes you will place on top of here, you will. There you go. Okay. All right. And then the sides, again, we're going to feed in and push at the bottom. And we'll push at the bottom for both outputs, because we should get iron and we should get some nickel out of this, hopefully. To get that going, I'm going to take, let's say, all of you. And then put that in this side. And then, as usual, we just need to grab a coal gen. And one side needs to pull, so we need to just grab a last flash transfer node. And yeah, that'll do. Unless I get it wrong, but you'll see that in a second. No, it's fine. So yeah, this is going around. I don't need to actually feed anything into the top, but I can just put a hopper up there if I wanted to. And this is hopefully going to produce us some nickel, so we need to leave that running as well. Any change on this yet? I think it goes darker, if I remember rightly, when it turns into peat. In any case, that will do. Next, we need to move along a little bit and now start to think about what we do want to do when we want to convert the bone meal. So, yeah, bone meal is useful for a whole bunch of stuff. One is that we can use it on grass to get dyes, as you might normally expect, but it can be converted into other things. In particular, if we want to change, let's say if we get some charcoal, we can make things out of charcoal. Was a fourth stack? Yep, we can make black pigment. Black pigment, I think we can turn into ink sacs, which is essentially black dye. Now that's something that I was looking for when I was looking to create channels. I was looking to create a second channel on the ender tanks, and that's because I didn't have any dyes. This is a dye, so we can use that as is, or we can start to think about the atomic reconstructor. Now I made one already. It's a straightforward recipe that you've seen me do before in the other series, so I'm not going to cover it too much other than it's just the same iron casings we've been using so far. That then we're going to need to use RF, so we're going to need another couple of coal generators. Well, just one, but maybe we better make two anyway, so let's make a couple of casings. And a couple of coal generators. We've got the... yes, we've got the item barrels. That'll do. And then we just want the flat. I'm going to get more flat transfer nodes. I do quite like them, even though they are buggy and crazily buggy, but otherwise not too bad. Okay, can we put them anywhere? I'm going to put them over here, and I'll explain what this is in a second. Should be fairly obvious from the context, but let's just put this up here. And that'll do. In fact, no, I want, yeah, like that. Then I'm going to put my Reconstructor pointing downwards. It's just my personal preference. You can put it wherever you like. And then either side will be able to feed it with power, hopefully. And then above that, then of course, that's where our where our flat transfer nodes are going to be. Inputs, input. Our item barrels. There it goes. That should be feeding power. Whoa, that needs to change, doesn't it? Redstone torch. Whoops. I forgot they do that. Redstone torch. Simple. And we want to change it to pulse mode. There we go. Grab a button. Stick the button on top. And then we have a essentially the makings of a chamber to convert stuff over in. And I'll just get some glowstone, why not? Add a bit of light to the subject. Can we put it anywhere? I almost want to put it here. There we go. It's kind of cool. Yeah. Okay, now this as it is makes crystals. And we're not necessarily going to need crystals so much as initially, at least, in terms of dyes. So dyes, we can use a lens of color. Okay, and that's made in the Atomic Reconstructor using a regular lens. And regular lens is just glass surrounding black quartz. And since we've already got some of that, that's fine. So why don't we just throw that in, push the button, get a lens of color back out, put that back on, and there we go. So if we then put, let's say we want to convert it, let's say 16 ink sacs, we can get rose red. And if we just convert half of those, oops, half of those, go into cactus green, and these will cycle through various different colors. What I actually want, oh, cocoa beans. What I'm actually looking for is either yellow, or we get lapis this way. This is probably one of the high-level ingredients, but I don't need lapis just yet. I need either orange or yellow. And yellow because I can make orange. Cyan. Not cyan. Light gray. Oops. Light gray. Gray. And around it goes. we should get to a decent colour soon. Lime, I don't want lime. This is quite hands-on. There we go, we got yellow. All right, so yellow, we can just make orange. And why don't I just take some of that back out, because we want to store some of this. And we throw orange in, and it turns into bone meal. Okay, so bone meal will then let us get more stuff from the grass if we wanted to. See, we get more red, yellow quite easily. And also bone meal should give us the opportunity to randomly get sugarcane. We don't have it yet, but that should come in fairly soon. Let me just throw this bucket away. Hemp seeds we do not need. I would like to be able to get something else here, though. There we go, sugarcane. That's exactly what I wanted. I guess I better keep some of this. Let's throw you away. And we then want sugarcane. We want to be able to make more sugarcane. Cane? Okay, can we... I mean, we can just put a regular farm in there. That's not a problem. It'd just be nice to do something that will let me make it. And we don't have cloches in this pack, so... Yeah. Okay, so a farmer block from Actually Additions. Farmer sugarcane. Shannon wanting to be laid out for it to be planted. Harvesting the same way of cactus, that's fine. So there is a farmer block. Okay, and we would have to plant them, but that's fine. I've got one already, and that is enough for us to start with. So we can put the rest of this stuff away. We are going to want more bone meal because it's useful for different things, but we can get it this way. Now, if you didn't want to do it this way, you can indeed do it just like this. And I just wanted to do it a little bit faster before this turned, but if we leave this alone, yeah, there you go. We've got maturity 33% there, 66% there, and 66% on the corners here. So that should convert fairly soon and give us a better version of bone meal. Alright, I did say I was going to explain what this is. Essentially over here, when I make some of the soggy ender pearls, let's just grab a stack, 16, you can put them in a drying rack. However, drying racks are quite cool. If you just put a regular soggy ender pearl in here, there's no filters going on. I thought I'd need filters last episode. You don't need them on drying racks. If you put them into the drying rack, we can't pull back out of the drying rack until it's essentially done. So, or at least not by conduits anyway. We can probably do it by players. Yes, I can put it in, but yeah, the system doesn't. So I don't need anything advanced here, no filters. And once it's done, it'll turn into a regular ender pearl and essentially be exported into our system. So everything is good there. And that's a nice little setup. I haven't attached it automatically yet, but we should be able to get there. We've only got 4 of the iron ore left, so I should be able to see some nickel. Yeah, okay, we've got a little bit of nickel. Pulverized nickel. And is there another way to make nickel now? I've got some nickel. It may be some kind of loop that we can get going. Molten nickel. Can we get anything out of... I'd like not to have to keep on making... Oh, there we go. Yeah, fractionating still. Oh, yeah, I'd like not to have to keep making iron ore and then crushing it back down again in the hopes of getting nickel. A fractionating still, however, this probably is going to need nickel. It does. So that's why we'd need it. Okay. And we just need another copper gear. So fractionating. Oh, it's a gold gear. That's why. That's straightforward. Okay, so we can then use up that nickel however we want to at this particular point. We're going to need some more RF, so another couple of coal generators, but I'll set that up somewhere. And we should be able to automatically make nickel. We can connect it to our system just by making an exporter and to export iron out. And then the bottom of the still should let us import nickel back in. And that should solve that particular problem. And I did mention about fused quartz, and I didn't mention how to actually make it, or that it wasn't actually relevant. Now, there isn't an actual recipe for fused quartz. Remember that magma crucible? Yeah, magma crucible. This, you can use hardened glass, essentially. So you don't need to use fused quartz, and you can't even make fused quartz. At least there's no recipe for it shown in JEI. However, we can make hardened glass, and that is straightforward in the smelter itself. If you want to do that, just get 4:1 ratio of glass to obsidian, and obsidian we can make automatically, and we are, just by double compressing cobblestone and then putting it through a furnace, and then that will produce obsidian. So if I just, well, I don't want to do it right now because it's probably making netherrack still, at least quite slowly, but still actually making it. I think I've just used up the last set for this next magma crucible, but yeah, we are doing that right there. The next magma crucible we're going to make is going to be for this nickel. So if we just make another magma crucible, hopefully. Yeah, we can make one. And we're just going to move it over here and place it down right there. That's going to get imported iron. Well, sorry, exported iron from the system was going to go straight in from the cable below. And then we just make sure we feed in, then feed out the top. That molten iron is going to go up into the fractionating still and out on this side, or at least it's going to be available on this side. Changed my mind. I was going to put it at the top, but let's not actually do it at the top. Let's do it at the side, because I want to use a casting basin, and that will let me cast the molten nickel into something that is basically a nickel block. So if we just grab this side, and that will do. Then the casting basin can go right here. But first of all, let's just put down the ender chest that I want. And then I can put down my... hopefully put it in the right place this time. Yeah, my flat transfer node. This needs to be you, I think. Yep. And in fact, yeah, it does, because the casting basin is not necessarily going to automatically push that out, I don't think. So this will do. Put them there, and there you can see the nickel beginning to pile up, and that should continually just happen now. We're making essentially molten iron all the time with the magma crucible. This is converting it across all the time. It just may take a little bit of time for each one. It's quite slow. Again, the magma crucible is, that is, until it gets going. But we should now get automatic nickel blocks. Not nickel back, nickel blocks. Good. One's good, the other one isn't. Changing my mind. Oh, and you are now empty, and I need to. Well, I want this to be fixed fairly soon with infinite supplies. Speaking of infinite supplies of lava, well, let's actually pick another channel, and we can use ender tanks. I think ender tanks. I've already got one in my inventory, but I'm going to need more than that. So let's just go to you as a recipe. And then we'll just use the black dye, i.e. ink sacs. We don't need, well, in fact, we've got enough red now. Yeah, let's just use some rose red, because we've got enough available. Is it poppy to make more? Yeah, let's just make more. 6 is enough. At least for one set of ender tanks. 1, 2. And let's just actually go triple red. I know it's a little bit wasteful, but not too much of a problem. There we go. Entirely new channel. And then what I may do is consider just making a bank of magma crucibles. The more of them we have, the faster we eventually get lava. So I don't need them all here. I can move these. How far through are you? You're a little bit through. Let's actually just get rid of all these. I'll do this off camera, and we'll just go and reposition things. Okay, and we don't always want to be able to have to attach coal generators all over the place to our stuff anymore, ideally anyway. And that means we really want to make energy conduit, at least the Ender kind would be nice. That means we need conductive iron, which is easily made in an induction smelter, which we need Invar gears for, which is why we've got Invar among other things. So why don't we just go ahead and make one of you. Induction smelter. And again, well, we are going to need a power source for it, so I can just borrow a coal generator up here. Oh, that's almost got no power. Is there any of these that are actually spare of power? Yeah, one of these at the bottom is. So why don't I just grab you? What? Why did I put that down? Where's my induction smelter? There it is. Okay, you're picking up some power. Let's unlock the left slot. And then we just want some iron and redstone, which we have. So redstone, full stack. Iron, full stack. And we can then just craft a bunch of this by default. And we can just reset the output. We don't actually need the output. So that should then be making us some conductive iron, which we can use to make energy conduit, which in turn we can go over here. Now, I absolutely didn't break this block when it was here, and it didn't jump off and fall into the void. Nope, that just didn't happen. So I made another one. In this theoretical situation, I made another one. And it is now actually making lava. The lava is being exported upwards. That then makes us a lava channel, effectively, for these ender tanks, which we can then reuse to attach in other places, like, for example, here. Now, in order to get more and more lava, you can either upgrade these, which of course we will be doing anyway, but you can also add them more in parallel, because each one of these is essentially infinite power. It's just not enough power right now. So we're going to need more coal generators, or furnace generators, which is the next step, to basically the magma crucibles. So speaking of the furnace generator then, how far are we from getting that? Furnace generator. Okay, we need, is it, which block is it? Diorite? Yeah, and diorite needs stone and bone meal. Okay, speaking of the bone meal then, over here, it's begun to mature. So if I want, hang on, Boggoth, if I break you, yeah, we get some peat and we get some dirt back. Okay. 4. And we get corners here as well. So that should get us 8. And if we can get some more compost, I should be able to make some more bone meal quite easily now. Assuming that it's not blocked up. It was last time I checked. And we've got 3, so that's enough for demonstration purposes. Assuming I remember which way around this recipe is. There we go. 32 bone meal. And the bone meal combined with stone, presumably. Is it this way around? Or is it chisel stone maybe? Where are we? Machine blocks, marble, diorite, and that comes from... Oh, it's cobblestone. Okay, cobblestone. There we go. Okay, so that makes 16 diorite. We can then convert that into marble just by smelting it. Easy. Let's head over here to our little furnace. It's very useful, this basic furnace. That should get converted pretty quickly. So then we can make a machine block, which is 4 pieces of... So we should have 4... Oh, in fact, no. These should convert over directly, I think. So we should get 4 output out of these. So let's pop that into the system. Let's ask it to make a machine block. Let's get 4 of those. And what are you now missing? Furnaces. Furnaces are easy. And can we make 4 furnace generators? Now, what I don't know... Ooh, grid power. Yes, I forgot about this. It's okay, though, because we're actually making it with lava mills. But let's just do a comparison. Right now, if we look at this, it's sort of steady state. But it's certainly not gaining. Let's knock this out of here. See if the furnace generator is any better. I'm going to need to probably take this out. And then we'll grab the flat transfer node. And we want that as an input. Assuming that it will just take coal. We can, of course, convert it straight into charcoal first and do stuff like that. But that's an easy thing to do. What am I looking for? My item barrel. There we go. Okay, you're going to convert over. But more importantly, this can take speed upgrades. Okay, now are you gaining? You are, and you're getting really quite fast. Yep. Okay, so we are going to want to use this to generate power. So I think what I'm going to do is just move it. Well, in fact, I'm going to move it once I get some of my conduit. There we go. 22 should be more than enough for quite some time. Energy conduit. There we go. Yep, basic energy. That's job done. And then, do I have enough space left for other stuff? Let's just throw away some stone and some wood. Give me a bit of space to work with. And I'll stand on this side this time so that the things don't go off into the void. He says, with things very, very nearly going off into the void. And I've got the supply cobblestone underneath. That's why you can't see where it's getting stuff from. So I'm just going to feed this into the back. And then we'll be able to make a essentially a grid there. Do I want to do anything fancy with this? I think if I just put them like this, then we can just feed in from one side. And it's going to be this one. And then put our thing back. That's going to make power. Power is going to be shipped out to our series of magma crucibles, or whenever we have them. And of course, we'll then move on to upgrading them. Okay, so these are the augments we need to upgrade our magma crucible, among other things, I think. The auxiliary reception coils. They increase processing speed, which is what we want. To get to those, we're going to need some copper and some tin. Now, I think it's 3-to-1 or 2-to-1. Let's get some tin. Let's get half a stack. It's probably 3-to-1, but it doesn't really much matter here. I'm just going to go back to that induction smelter. I'm going to change it over from making conductive iron to making bronze. We're going to need the bronze to make the next part, which is the upgrade kit. I think it needs just 4 bronze. So let's just put these away. You can craft multiple tiers of the upgrade kit. So if we have a look in here, upgrade kit. Yep, 4 tiers, but you need the preceding one before we move to the next one. So the next one's going to be Electrum, which is going to be gold and silver, I think, in probably the induction smelter again. There's plenty of recipes, but yep, gold and silver. I think we have both of those, so we could upgrade the magma crucibles twice. Then you can craft both of those together. And is the gold and silver? Well, we have gold. There's gold. Did I already make silver? I think I did. Yes, I did, didn't I? Because we used it previously to make one of the ingredients. So we can make one upgrade for that. Well, essentially 2 upgrades, I should say. 1, 2, and let's just put those in. And let's craft the first upgrade, which would be the hardened tier, whatever that is. Upgrade kit. We need the bronze gear. Okay, and we don't need to worry about combining them in this particular case because I've only got 1 magma crucible so far. Let's just see if this can hoover all the power out of here. So there's 1 upgrade, and we should be able to get an augmentation in here now. All right, that's increased the amount of power it can take, and also hopefully increase the speed. Where's those upgrade speeds? Yeah, let's put them in there. And let's see if it'll continually keep up. It does keep up. That's good. And the power drain is fine. That's still quite slow. Yeah, I mean, the power's going up, but it's not appreciably faster. Why don't we craft the next set of stuff up, and let's see if that's any faster still. So, Electrum it is. Electrum can go in. Actually, silver gear. And Electrum. Note, hardened glass. You can need that as well. The next one up is Signalum. And Signalum, what do you need? Destabilized redstone, copper, and silver. We could make it. A bit trickier though, because we need the cryothium dust, which needs bliss powder and snowballs. So we could get the, what was it called? Glacial, whatever it's called, the machine for that. The bliss powder itself, we can, how are we going to get that? That's interesting. I will have to figure that out another time. In the meantime, let's go and apply this other upgrade and we'll see if it's worth it. So up we go again. And up we go again. So now it's got 2 of them. Are you actually going to start moving? You are going to start moving. Good. I can see the movement. Good. So we can craft more of these, do the same upgrades, and that will let us get at least a decent amount of lava processing through. This looks like it's going to be producing lava once every 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds or so. So, you know, 3 or 4 of those, and that's more than enough for our needs, which is to feed into, well, currently I've got it feeding it straight into here to make more Netherrack, to make more magma crucibles. Another step there. But after that point, we'll just feed them straight into the back of the smeltery here, and straight into the tank here as well. And we have essentially infinite lava. We can take all of this down. I think, well, most of it down. I've reproduced the obsidian elsewhere, so that's already been done. Buckets, we don't need to worry too much about. Charcoal, we can make whatever we like, and I also have like 2,000 of it here. So, yeah, that's all fine. And this doesn't need any of that. That's just making water, so I can move the water setup maybe over here opposite our lava setup, and everything will be quite neatly arranged. So we've got an awful lot done this episode. Now that we've got dirt, we're able to unlock a great deal more. We've got peat. Peat lets us get bone meal. We can also get bone meal through an atomic reconstructor. We've got ender pearls on the go, which works. We've got obsidian just in a regular stack, just like we've previously got for everything else. We've got netherrack being produced. We've got hardened glass able to be done. Just lots and lots and lots of stuff. So maybe you've got some ideas. If you do, put them in the comments below. And hopefully this pace will continue now. I do quite like the ability to open up and make a lot more stuff once we've got from the prerequisites. But as we go, I'm going to take this stuff down that we don't actually need anymore, or at least barely need. I just need to wait for maybe a couple more rounds of magma before I get rid of this bucket setup, but I'll do that off camera, of course. And hopefully we'll see you for some more Ultimate Alchemy next episode. And of course we've got basically infinite nickel coming through now. That's just a little bit slower. All right. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe, share as you normally would. Follow me on Twitter at Gradus if you want notifications that way instead of the rather unreliable YouTube system, shall we say. And we'll see you next episode. Thanks for watching.